is a help video to show you how to use the check-in tool on Showman. So once you're ready to begin check-in, you'll just navigate to the check-in section in your dashboard and use the search bar to pull up the name of the exhibitor. You can search their first or last name and to find the exhibitor that you're checking in. You'll notice that when you pull up the account, all of the exhibitors who have been entered under that same account will show up. So in this case, both Josh and Bobby show up. To the left of their names, I see their exhibitor number. And so this is one place where you can see exhibitor numbers if you are using them. If you're not using them, you can ignore those numbers. And then you can scroll down and see the entries for both Josh and Bobby. So the purpose of the check-in process is to verify their data is correct. They have the entries and the animals there that they said they were going to bring, to record any weights for market animals, to verify that they have paid, which is where you see this all square in the top right, and then to actually check them in. So in this case, they have paid, they're all square. I'm going to record their weights for their market animals. So either you have scales you're doing a weigh-in, or if they're turning in a card or something, and I'm going to record those weights. And then I would just double check with them that they were going to enter everything they had planned to enter. And then I will go ahead and check them in and just click this green button to check them into the show. This is very important because if they're not checked in, these entries will not show up in the show book. So checking them in is what then makes them populate into the show book when you go to break your classes for your show. So it's important that every entry that is going to be in the show is checked in. For right now, I'm going to undo the check-in just so I can show you some other things that you might need to do during check-in. If you do need to edit any entries, you can do so either by clicking in the box. So if the tag is wrong, they say, oh, that 7 isn't supposed to be there at the end, I can delete it right in that box. I can go into an entry. So maybe I go into this heifer entry, and maybe there aren't enough Herefords in the show to make a division. So I'm going to actually edit the division. I'm going to make it AOB. So I can make that change right there. I could scratch an entry. So I could scratch an entire entry. So maybe Josh isn't going to bring his market goat anymore. I could scratch that. I could scratch just one of the shows. So if he's not going to do showmanship on Sunday, I could scratch just the Sunday showmanship entry. And so you can scratch entries. You could add entries. I'll show you that in a second. I do want to point out that when I scratched those entries, I got an entry credit of $55 showing up instead of all square. So that means that they overpaid by $55 because I scratched those entries that they already had paid for. That $55 is not refunded to them. By default, the system does not send refunds. So only if you as a show decide that you are going to offer refunds, then you could choose to do that. But it's a credit. So they could use that money to add more entries for this show, or to purchase more t-shirts for this show if they're being sold through Showman. But they can't use those funds for any other shows, just for this particular show. So I could add a new entry for them. So if they say, oh, actually Josh brought a pig he's going to show, you could have them do it themselves online, or you could do it for them and just go to new entry, market hog. It's going to show it on Saturday, let's say. And let's see, Josh. If he's already entered this animal into another show, it will be saved. So I can just choose the animal that he's going to enter and add the entry. And so now I see the Duroc for Josh. I can record a weight here for the market animal. And I can see they still have an entry credit of $15 because they had $55. That one cost $40. So they still have a credit. I can also go in and edit the entry question responses. So I can see, oh, they had 6 bags of shavings I wanted to pick up. Maybe they tell me they need 8 now, and they need a horse stall Thursday night. Okay. So I could edit those answers, and then their balance due will be affected because those had cost to them. So now they actually owe $33, which again, you could have them go online and pay. They just need to be signed into their Showman account, and entries need to be open for them to be able to go in and pay. Or if you're allowing cash or check, you could record a payment and choose down here at the bottom either cash or check for the payment. And now it shows that they're all square. So this is the check-in page and how you would use it. One other thing I want to show you is you can go to the entries section of your dashboard. And actually, let me show you real quick. I forgot to go back and check them in. I want them to be checked in when I show you this next thing. So I'll check in these entries. And now when I go to the entries section, I can filter the entries. So I can go from all entries. You can't see this drop down, but there is a drop down. And I'm going to choose, instead of all entries, I'm going to go to just entries checked in. So I can see, oh, yeah, I can see there's the one market goat that I checked in for Bobby. There's a heifer that's checked in for Josh, etc. So I can see the animals that are checked in. I can also filter to entries entered but not checked in. And so this will show me all of the entries in the show that have entered but are not checked in yet. So this is helpful because you might want to kind of track these people down and verify that they are at the show and check them in if they're going to be showing in the show. So that's just a filter that can be helpful as you are going through the check-in process. I hope this helps.